tonight's, I think, a good example of the boys get rewarded from a lot of stuff that they've put in, some good performances over the last month. And, it's not easy to take a hard look at yourselves. We did that over the break. And, 2 shutouts now in a row, also victories there. I'm really proud of the team. The way they from the opening whistle went after the game. We came here to really put ourselves to go for a win, and we attacked. We played against a pretty good team tonight in this building, and I'm really proud of the group. Important victory.
We'll start with Brady, Denver Post.
Hey Coach, thanks for the time. Obviously, Djordje with the hat trick tonight, 6 goals in the past 4 away matches. Just how valuable are those performances and his energy level, especially in games like this on the road? Thank you.
Yeah, look, he's in the middle of things. In when we have the ball, and so much of our attack relies on Djordje, and we put a lot on him. He puts a lot on himself. I think the team is understanding him a bit more and how special of a player he is. We're trying to put him in positions that he can finish our attacks. So nice to see that he scores in some different ways. The penalty is the penalty, but not any really easy finishes. And we've said it now for a while now that he's heating up, and then he's helping our offense get going. So really important for Djordje. His goal contributions, there's more to come with him. Equally, you can see how much work he does against the ball, which when your best player also suffers for the team and is connected defensively, it's a big statement for our group and him.
Matthew Pollard, Burgundy Week.
Chris, thank you so much for the time. What a difference an international break and 2 wins makes. Talk to me about Sebastian Anderson, the decision to have Keegan play on the left, and your thoughts on Sebi's performance, putting in a good shift. Thank you.
Yeah, Matt, I appreciate that. Seb, it was solid. It was just a solid performance. We have trust in him because he's earned that, and we believe in the young players. I've said it before with Eric Boucher and Crooken with the second team. They've really done a nice job giving the platform to get those guys games and minutes and reps so we can check for understanding, and those guys keep getting confidence. So he's been in some tough ones, Seb Anderson. Think about tonight, the atmosphere, what he's feeling in this. We talked about the Miami game as well, like on the road. So again, I've said it before that coaches can give players confidence, but only performances, reliable, mature performance from a player, and then being part of a victory, and for a defender, a victory and a shutout will help him. The self-belief will keep going. So I thought it was solid from Seb.
Ricardo Cominelli, Area Sports Network.
Hi, Coach. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and with this congested schedule, having to play 3 games in 7 days, we know the physical challenges it takes on some of the players, but how do you manage your players' mental health and players playing 3 games in such a short schedule?
Yeah, listen, it's we're well aware of that. The mental stresses, on the pitch, off the pitch, what the players and people are these days are exposed to. And we don't take that lightly, and we're very deliberate in different ways. So, we're very mindful as a coaching staff, the cognitive load on players, how much we put on them, how much can we take off of them from a mental standpoint, how we manage the week and training and video. We, of course, trying to get that balance right there. We have a tremendous support staff with mental health at our club, a great resource. We don't take that lightly again. And, Rick Guter and Aaron, our performance coach, the support staff around me, my assistant coaches, we really have our eye on this. And, from our equipment people to pouring, like everyone's kind of really aware with the energy that in our building, and especially when there's a lot coming at the players. So, Yeah, we see a pretty fresh, energetic team, but we're well aware of that, and we have to keep an eye on this because it's real and it's you know, got to stay ahead of that.
Patrick Radigan, footy at 5280.
Hey, Coach, we spent a lot of time talking about Djordje and how he fits in your possession and your offensive attack, but with how important the press and the counter press is for you guys, and you can see that second goal and say, hey, that just fell to him, but you can see Djordje reading in the game. You can see his offensive playmaking helping you guys on that press, on that counter press. So how important is it to have somebody not only, like you said, put in the shift, but he can read the way that Djordje can to help kind of man that press and counter press?
Yeah, like I said, you know, when your best player is willing to commit to this part of the game, right? Maybe you have the ball half the time and half the time you don't. So we're a team that attacks with the ball, and we want to be the team that attacks when we don't. And we're still a work in progress with this. But you can see how dynamic Djordje is. He's a quick, he's you know, not just speed of foot, but speed of thought, and he's committing more of himself to the team and these moments. We talk a lot about that playmaker, you know, our counter pressing or against the ball, that it can get us 10, 15 goals a year. So how important that is. So I as a coach is again, you can then just point to these examples to get the buy-in in these moments, because it's thankless sometimes because it's a lot of running and dirty work. But Djordje's at a really good place, guys. You're like, he's a father now. He's you know, I think there's renewed energy and you can see that the performances keep getting better and better. But it's a nice all-around performance from him tonight. We were going to need it from everyone, especially him.
Back to Matt.
Chris, on a less fun note, Lawless called for a handball in the box, and this comes after Saturday against Austin, where there's a similar play that did not get called. Is there a coaching thing with their situational awareness for Lawless putting his hands behind his back and being aware of that? And in general, your thoughts on Lawless performing 3 straight starts recently? Thank you.
Yeah, look, we think when we get Lawless in the lineup, you can see the intensity that he brings, the will to win, the ability to gain advantages in little duels with Klaus tonight. I mean, a top striker, you know, really was up for it. And this is energizing to our team. It's important tactically just to, you know, put out some fires and limit what they can do offensively, but it energizes the group when he's winning those battles and duels, aerial duels, stepping in front, winning balls. These moments are important for our team. And then not just mitigating defensive, you know, attacks their way, but it starts attacks the other way. In terms of handball, Matt, you know, like when I saw the replay, it looked like the hands were to his side. That's what I saw on the replay, but I didn't get a TV angle of it. We talk a lot about being aggressive and stepping to plays. So, you know, in these moments, if you're 5, 6, 7 yards away, if you can close the gap in the distance, you know, and prioritize that over stopping short, put your hands behind your back. We're saying, come on, step to plays. So it's a risk you run in moments, but I'm not so sure. There's VAR. I'm sure they took a close look at that and got it right. But he had a really good game tonight, and with him in there, we've had a couple of victories and a couple of shutouts. Maybe more importantly.
Back to Braden.
Yeah, Coach, I'm not sure if this was intentional on your part, but Omier surpassed 1,000 minutes tonight, basically right as you took him out. Just what does he provide to the team, and how has he grown since you started coaching him at Red Bulls?
I think it wasn't intentional. I wasn't aware of the 1,000-minute mark. He would have surpassed that at some point, but I think it's a nice milestone for him. It's a reward, you know, for a player that he's earned those minutes. I think he's brought a nice energy to our team, a different skill set than some of the other attackers, where he can play in the pockets underneath, keep attacks alive. He links up well with Rafa, and you know, and he understands the final third. You know, I'm sure he wants to get a couple of goals tonight. He's got himself in some good spots, but he helps build attacks and finish attacks. So, yeah, look, we've seen that Djordje and Rafa, they're all heating up, and Omir's part of that group. You know, and you can talk about Kevin, Calvin, Johnny getting himself going here. That we got a lot of little weapons up the pitch, but Omir certainly has that underneath present with the ability to get behind, clever, can wiggle out of tight spaces, soft feet, soccer brain, the whole bit. So, it's good that he's been part of the victories and also just playing well. His confidence is coming, and it's good to see.
We'll take a few more. Back to Ricardo.
Yes, Coach, I just want to go off of some of the plays that you just mentioned. All of them able to go ahead and come in, play really hard for all 90 minutes. How difficult is it for you in the coaching position to go ahead and select the starting 11 each week when everyone's giving their full effort? And is there going to be a rotation for this Saturday?
I would think that we'll take a hard look and think about fresh legs and then tactically what makes the most sense. But I have a lot of confidence in our roster. I have a lot of confidence in the depth. I have confidence in players' abilities to suffer and increase the comfort zones to suffer and to endure a little bit more physically. So, it's a difficult part of any coach's job. The thing that we have is the minutes for the players, and only 11 guys can start, and you'll use a finite amount you can divvy out. So, we'll take a close look. Again, I have a lot of confidence. Starting Oliver Larraz tonight, is he didn't start the last few games, so we brought him back, and I thought he was really good. You can see the confidence when you show players confidence, as Seb Anderson, Keegan that can play on both sides. Lawless has stayed in it all along. Guys off the bench tonight. Calvin comes in. Yappy comes in. They all want goals. I know it. But they helped seal the victory. They brought energy. They helped us still be aggressive in some pressing moments. Jasper Loffelson and Connor Ronan, you can see are energetic guys. And, this is important in a team. So I control the minutes with the staff. And I like that there's real internal competition. Really strong internal competition that's driving the team forward. And then... I can take the tough decisions, but that's my job.
Final one here from Matt Pollard.
Great, last one for me. The first 2 goals come off of long throw-ins from your fullbacks. Your thoughts on that, and is that something that Chris Sharpie's working into the set-piece planning that the team's had?
Yes, it starts with Keegan, right? Like that he can launch it, and it's a set-piece for us, so... the guys work hard on this, led by Sharpie. I've never been around a team that puts more into the details and the nuances of set pieces, and seeing the way Sharpie, the pride he takes in these moments, and then the way that the players embrace it and know that it has to be the difference. So we've been probing all year in spots to try to get rewarded, and tonight it's great to see. I didn't know Sebi could throw it that far, but we'll take it. We'll take it. So, those guys, the culture in the team, the culture of the set pieces, and it's a big testament to Sharpie, to be quite honest, and then how he gets those guys energized and excited for this. These are big moments to score, and then, of course, defend on the other end.